corn. It can come in many different ways. In a can, on the cob, or hot. Let's talk about corn, because, well, it's corn! Hi, my name is Kamaya, and welcome to the Harvest of the Month series. Corn is crunchy, sweet, and delicious. It can be used in so many ways. It can be ground into cornmeal or flour to make things like cornbread, cereal, and grits. There are lots of delicious corn recipes like elote, corn chowder, and just good old grilled corn with butter. Corn provides protein and carbohydrates, which is our primary energy source. Let's hear from Elena from Wild Berries about how the Ho-Chunk Nation, an indigenous tribe of Wisconsin and surrounding states, uses corn in their cultural foods and ceremony.
My name is Elena Terry. I'm the executive chef and founder of Wild Berries, which does community outreach with indigenous foods and indigenous food systems throughout the Americas. I'm a member of the Ho-Chunk Nation, which means our ancestral territories are throughout the state of Wisconsin, part of Minnesota, Illinois. One of the things that ties us to our culture and that we absolutely love, it actually has a role in ceremonies for us, and in some spaces is even recognized as a living being, which it should be, because corn is a beautiful seed. So when I say corn, you kind of think of sweet corn, but I wanted to bring a couple different varieties here. So I brought this, which is a Haudenosaunee white corn that my friends in Oneida, Wisconsin grow for me. We also have some blue corn, which resembles these cobs, and this is made into cornmeal. Then we even have something as beautiful as this, which is a mini cob of popcorn. When we talk about corn, this is what I think of.
And we farm like 900 acres, 950 acres total. And it's all in sort of two big blobs, and it's all like this, where it's like contour strips running from the ridge down to the forest. We can plant, I don't know, 15 acres an hour. Yeah. Something like that. White corn is pretty straightforward, but one thing that basically, this is the corn that grows in Wisconsin, like yellow hybrid feed grade corn, and like the just dramatic difference between that and the kind of corn that we grow. Mainly the dent versus flint part of it, which is like growing flint corns in this part of the country is really, really rare at this point. This is just yellow. This is our yellow flint corn ground as a whole grain cornmeal. This is still yellow corn. Obviously it looks dramatically different because it's just the hard grits. This is a red flint polenta. This is like the corn that it comes from. Right now there's actually 3 different tortilla companies in Madison that we sell corn to, which is super cool. There's Zepeda, well actually that are in Lone Rock, but they mainly sell in Madison.
And it is also what makes our tortilla special, is because we're like going back to, the roots, back to how they used to do it, because with industrialization of tortilla making, we kind of lost this process. And it's very simple, but it just takes time. Nixtamalization. Nixtamalization, a fancy word for making tortillas. The process is pretty simple. First, we get the dry corn from a local farmer. Today we're using corn from Meadowlark Organic. The kernels are removed from the cob. They are cooked in a big tank of water with an alkaline solution. It soaks for 24 hours. It's rinsed and drained.
After the cooking process, the pericarp, which is the skin of the corn, start like peeling. And then this permits the corn to absorb more water and nutrients, because all this water is really high in protein and in calcium.
Then we grind it.
But this is one of the most important part of the work, is just to use this volcanic stone, which is really traditional.
And then masa is made, which is the dough. And then we make our tortillas.
Wow, we have learned so much about corn today. Can you believe this is corn? But before we wrap up, I think we need a recipe. Elena is back to teach us how to make, wait for it, corn cookies. Are you ready? Because I definitely am.
Well, we have to be reminded to take the time to enjoy the sweetness of life. And they tell us that, and there's a part in, our practice that includes appreciating sweets. So I wanted to make today a blue corn and a white corn sugar cookie. I've added 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks, and they're softened because I am going to use 1.5 cups of granulated sugar to cream these together. In this container, I'm going to mix my dry ingredients, which is 2 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour, 1/4 cup of the white cornmeal, 1/3 cup of the blue cornmeal. And then I also have 1/2 teaspoon of both baking soda and baking powder here. I'm gonna get that a little bit mixed up. Because we added a lot of sweet in there, we have a little bit of fresh lemon to offset that. And it also brightens the flavor of the corn. You could definitely do this by hand at home if you wanted to. All right, so then I'm just going to add this dry mixture in 3 groups and just lightly blend it, because the more you stir it, the tougher your cookie will be now. That's where I want it to be.
Wow, I cannot wait to make those. Thanks for learning about corn with me today. Make sure to check out the other Harvest of the Month videos. Cucumbers, greens, and peppers. Kamaya signing out.